Woman in the Window. Woman in the Window stars Amy Adams. She is an agoraphobic, which is a person who's afraid to go outside because they think their home is the only safe place. What the time to release this movie during a pandemic. Perfect timing, Netflix. Now, this movie is based on a novel from what I've heard, and no, I have not read it, so I'm going completely biased. So that way, I'm not comparing it to the book in any other way. So Amy Adams' character, she claims to witness a murder right across her house because she looks at everything. She observes everything from right out her window, and she claims to see a murder, but then the police get involved, and you're not really sure whether she's lying or whether people are making it up. The police don't really believe her. She's an alcoholic. She takes a lot of medication. She sees a psychiatrist. She's a child psychiatrist herself, but she has her own strength. So we as the audience, we're right with the police on this one. We're not really sure if she's lying. She could be just crazy. And throughout the movie, I feel like there's a lot of predictable moments where you're like, yeah, I think this is happening. I think this is gonna happen. Now, as I was watching this movie, I'm predicting that there was gonna be a Shyamalan moment. And by that, I mean something referring to the ending of The Sixth Sense. I'm not gonna spoil it for this movie, but if you saw The Sixth Sense, like, you already know what I'm talking about. Now, even though this moment wasn't towards the end, it was right about halfway, but there was that Shyamalan moment. Only this time it was more obvious. Now, this movie is stacked when it comes to casting. Everybody did a great job. There's a whole ton of actors and actresses here that do a good job. I am a big fan of the cinematography in this movie. I like the way that the camera movements were always in sync with what was going on. You could tell this had to be really well choreographed because you could see the camera had to do a lot of shifting movements while staying with the character. That would avoid any shaky camera movement. The only drawback for me was that there was a little bit of exposition when it came to the resolving of the climax. We came to this moment where it's gonna be the big reveal, but it was not really revealed in a way where you're like, oh snap, because the reveal was just somebody saying it. The pacing towards the end of the movie is really what brought it down, because it was doing well for me, but the way they just closed everything just didn't seem to work. And it all started with that Shyamalan moment. One thing I want to point out though is that when she's reliving that traumatic memory that really just marked her life. She's in her house, but then her house turns into that scene of that traumatic memory. And it just reminded me a lot of Bruce Wayne, and I liked how they did it because if you played any of the Batman Arkham games, then you know what I'm talking about. So in the end, I would say The Woman in the Window is a good time and worth having a movie and pizza night. So The Woman in the Window is on Netflix, and if you've seen it, go ahead and drop your comments below of what did you think about it. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe, turn your post notifications on. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.